if you were on time for Wine About It, we are so sorry. We were there too. Don't know what's going on. We're getting a server overloaded message for going live. So we figured we don't want to hold up the show. We would just pre-record and then post it to you guys, and you can watch it anytime you want.
Yeah.
And of course, if you have comments or questions or you want to say hi, leave them in the comments, and then we'll switch over and we'll make sure for like the first hour or so that we upload that we're there for you guys and we can answer anything you need. So we'll be there. Just let us know. We'll be happy to answer any questions you got that we talk about. But I'm so sorry we could not be live.
Sorry.
Today is all about why and how, and not the when, I guess, but everything you need to know about color
and what?
Yeah.
And what?
Yeah, I'm missing a few, but everything you need to know. And we're going to start off with, how does color analysis really work? Like,
so many people say, oh, I don't believe in that. I want to just do my own colors. And, I don't want anybody telling me what colors to wear and so forth. And they do it in that voice, that exact voice. And so we're not here to tell you that you can't wear red or that you can't wear blue. We're here to tell you which red, which blue is going to make you look your absolute best. Now, ultimately it's your decision, but this is proven. It's borne out over decades of testing and checking, and it works. Now, why does it work? Because light is this magical thing that interacts with color. And what happens is when light comes to you and reflects off of you, a lot of that light bounces right up in your face, right? And I don't know if you've ever noticed when you're out and about or inside, outside, whatever, light that bounces off color then takes on the color of what it's bounced off of. So if light is bouncing off a blue surface, you may see blue reflections all around. Or if you're wearing a green turtleneck sweater, you may notice that along your edge of your face or, here and there, that you're picking up that color. And we've taken that a step further. Actually, we didn't take it a step further. It goes way back, like over 100 years, to some scientists. Sir Isaac Newton was involved in kind of coming up with a color theory. Johannes Itten, another famous color theorist. Even Wolfgang von Goethe, the famous philosopher, also had a whole treatise on color and how it works. And some of these people noticed that we all kind of fit into one of four kind of basic categories. Now, I say that in the most general terms because really there's nobody else out there like you. Mm-hmm. And you will have your own nuances, you'll have your own level. But the bottom line is, in general, we can say that there are kind of four ways you can go. There's cool and there's warm. If you have no red or gold highlights in your hair, it's safe to say that you are cool. If you have red or gold highlights in your hair, it's safe to say you are warm. Now, there are a lot of people who say, whoa, but what about skin tone? Or what about eye color? And this is the Coloring Beautiful thinking today on skin tone and eye color. Let me take skin tone first. They will tell you, some people will say, well, you need to know your skin tone. And you say, well, how do you know your skin tone? And they'll say, well, you look at the veins in your wrist. And if the veins are blue, you're cool. And if the veins are green, you're warm. Okay, now how does that affect you in real life? When somebody's looking at you and you want to be wearing the most flattering colors possible, and really in order to kind of get a handle on your skin tone, you got to be looking at your wrist. Who are you going to show your wrist to when you're dressed in an outfit? It is not that emphatic color part of you. It's subtle, and I'll tell you times when it is important. But just in general, if you're not interested in changing your hair color, skin tone is a little flexible. Eye color, same thing. What color are my eyes?
Bluish, grayish, greenish.
You know that because you know me and you're around me almost constantly. Mm-hmm. But it's not an element of color that people see right away. It's not a profound section of color on you. But what is a big deal, what people notice immediately, like when you're running away from the scene of a crime and the police say, hey, what did the guy look like? Well, he had red hair. They don't say he had a warm skin tone. Or his eyes were kind of blue-gray. They say gray hair, black hair, brown hair, red hair, blonde hair, because that's what people see. And again, if you come to us and you say, I want to change my hair color, I just really want something flattering. We have many color analysts who do nothing but color analysis in their salons. Now, they're at a place where, yeah, skin tone matters. Yeah, eye color matters because this person is looking at a revamp of their hair color and they want some direction. So that's when it's a big deal. But if you like your hair color, you're not going to change, it's kind of best to look at hair color. And at the risk of running off the mouth, Sarah, jump in whenever. I'm just passionate about this. You take somebody like Sarah, for example, right? So if you were looking at just her skin tone and you were going to build your color analysis off her skin tone, she has cool skin. She has a very cool complexion. And
I think it's pretty neutral.
Okay, well, do me a favor, Sarah. Look at the veins in your arm.
It doesn't work for me. I got blue, I got green, I got almost like a little purple in there.
But compared to me, she's cool, right? Skin tone. And then her eyes, they're kind of bluish, grayish, greenish, but they're definitely never like grass green. They're always in the blue-green family. That's a cool eye, right? So now we've got a skin tone that is based on who's looking at her, either neutral or cool, definitely not warm. And we've got an eye that's cool. So, okay, what season is she? She's the one that matches her hair color because that's what she looks good in. The same is true of me. Somebody looks at me next to Sarah, they might say, well, your skin tone, it might be a little warm. And, I have a little bit of a golden corona in my iris, but my eyes are definitely bluish, grayish, greenish. So what color do I look good in? Summer colors. Cool, light palette designed for someone who is both cool and light. Sarah, on the other hand, she looks good in the colors designed for someone who is warm and deep. And that's just a fact. Now, back to why you want to know your palette, always. We will never, ever tell you not to wear something again. We will always tell you what's the most flattering. And by most flattering, and here's the answer to why do I need to know my palette? 1, wearing the right colors actually makes you look rested, healthier, younger. So, for example, that we get that bounce light effect again. You will notice, and we have been able to demonstrate this time and time again. We'll do it again if anybody's interested. But in the right color, your nasolabial fold is not as deep. It does not appear as deep. The circles under your eyes, less pronounced. Even your jawline looks more sculpted when you're in the right colors. And, some of our videos, we can show you the difference that it makes when somebody's in the right color or the wrong color. And it's so easy to know. It is so easy. Are you light? Is your hair kind of above the medium line or deep? In my case, because I'm cool, is my hair lighter than, say, medium ash brown? Yeah. Okay. There's one characteristic. Is it deeper? Like ash brown, dark ash brown, or black, or salt and pepper. There's another characteristic: deep, light, or deep. You need to know that. The other thing you need to know is, are you warm or are you cool? This is determined by whether there is the presence or the absence of red or gold highlights in your hair. So we're a perfect example. Sarah, do you have red or gold highlights in your hair?
I sure do.
Sarah, do I have red or gold highlights in my hair?
No, you do not.
Not a one. So I would be cool. Sarah, based on her red or gold highlights, would be warm. So those two characteristics, that's all you got to know to know your season. We've made it easy for you. We have a color quiz. If you're not taking notes on this, but you think I'd like to know my season, take the color quiz, because once you get into a season, and the way that works is, if you're light and cool like myself, you're a summer. If you're deep and cool, you're a winter. Think Elizabeth Taylor. No red or gold highlights, darker hair. If you're light and warm, you're a spring. Think, give me a famous spring.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman comes to mind, but your hair doesn't have to be red. It can be blonde as well, like Cameron Diaz.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she has a golden blonde hair, I believe.
Spring. And if your hair is warm, red or gold highlights, like Sarah, deeper than, say, a medium blonde, medium honey brown, then you're an autumn, like Sarah. Once you know those things, the whole world opens for you. You could pop online. You could get your color fan. Although, aren't we running something special with the color fan and the right color cosmetics, Sarah? That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, we always have a really great collection going on.
Yeah, I think it's the deluxe color kit. So basically, once you know your season, let's say you're a winter, you can go on there. You can look at at the winter collection, which would include the color fan, which tells you which blue, which red, which yellow, which gray, what is flattering for you in all your favorite colors. It'll include neutrals. It'll include colors. It'll include metals. Basically, everything you need to create or modify or adjust your wardrobe to be supremely flattering for you. And I'm telling you, 30-day money-back guarantee. Once you do this, people will start to say, hey, you look great. Or, wow, did you have something done? I've had people write me and say that they got in the right colors, they got the color fan, they made sure that they kind of adjusted for that, and they got in the right color makeup, which is key. We'll talk about that in a minute. And people said, did you have work done? Your teeth look whiter. Your eyes look brighter, less dull. For me, in my case, the sclera, my eye tends to look a little on the yellow side unless I'm in my colors. So what are some other benefits there? I mean, you look slimmer. Oh my God. So we did a test. Took the same model, the same exact shape. It was somebody who won an Emmy Award, and she was in her gown. She was in the wrong color. We digitally put her in the right color, and people actually said she looks thinner in the right color. And she did. It looked like her waist nipped in. And, honest, nothing was done to her shape. We simply changed the color. So the right color will make you look slimmer. It also makes you more put together. Like, again, Sarah, I'm running my mouth, just jump in. But again, I love this topic. Have you ever noticed that there are some people, maybe in your sphere, and they just always look great? And it's like, you look at those people and you say, I'm attractive. Why does this person always look so pulled together and so stylish and so excellent when I kind of look like not so much? And I would say that to myself before I really understood this. Once you understand it, you will look harmonious, pulled together, slimmer, more youthful, younger. I mean, what is not to love about this? And Sarah, I don't remember, like the deluxe kit, the one with the fan. How much is it? Do you happen to know off the top of your head?
I do not know.
I don't know either. Go look at it. But what I can tell you is it is well worth it to eliminate color mistakes from your wardrobe, to have a full set of makeup that's actually super flattering on you. And it's just an excellent price for all the things that you get, especially that color fan.
And while you're talking about that, I think we should also talk about why it's important to have your makeup colors in your season as well.
Kind of for the same reason that your clothing needs to be in your palette. Bottom line is, if you're wearing, for example, a lipstick that would be more appropriate for a winter, like myself, If I were wearing a winter shade of lipstick, my lips would arrive in the room about 10 feet before I would. Because basically what you're seeing here is kind of a soft frame, right? Not a lot of contrast, not a lot of oomph. Everything's kind of soft. But let's say that I chose a red or a really powerful deep plum. What is going to jump out at you? My mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not exactly the best thing to have like screaming when you walk in a room is your mouth. No. And so same thing. Let's say that I chose makeup that was more appropriate for spring. Springs are bright, warm, light. And so I've put on spring lipstick before, and do you know what it looks like? It looks like a raging orange on me, even though it might have been peach. Because my coolness is in the background, and then I've got this thing sitting on my face, you know, in terms of my cheeks or my mouth, that isn't part of this frame. It doesn't belong. It's sort of like that. Remember when you were in kindergarten, they would give you those tests that would say, you know, which of these do not belong? And it would be like a candy bar, a piece of fruit, and a cracker, and a dog. That's kind of how wearing the wrong color is. It just doesn't belong. And the same is true of Sarah. When Sarah tries on some of my lipsticks, and one of the things that we do, and quite often, is, you know, we'll try on different shades in order to bring them to you through Color Me Beautiful and to make sure that the seasons are correct, etc. Sarah puts on a summer lipstick. She looks like she's ready for the morgue because it makes her lips look blue, you know, and I've seen her with natural blue lips, like when she stepped out of a really cold swimming pool. That's the way it looks. So that's why it is life changing to get an assortment of makeup that's curated for your season, because people will never look at you the same way again, ever.
And you won't make any mistakes ever again. Like, I used to pick up a lipstick, you know, wherever, at the store, just and grab something that I really thought I would like. And
Or
get
you
home.
saw something that was on a star or a movie star, you know.
Right. And get home and try it on, and then it's like, why does this look so bad on me? And it's the same, like neutrals I think are really hard to put together, but if you know, this neutral might have a little bit more warmth to it, and I'm in autumn, so I know it will look good on me versus a blue base neutral, which won't look good on me. So it just makes shopping for makeup and blush. Blush is another thing. It makes it so easy to figure out, because some blushes just, it just looks like you slapped pink pigment right on your cheek, and it doesn't blend in, or it can look gray. Knowing your season and what blushes will work with your skin tone, your hair color, your eye color, just makes everything melt together, and you just look naturally beautiful.
And I always make a joke that when I'm wearing a blush out of the wrong season, I look like Louis XIV. You know how they had that white makeup caked on their faces, and then the little circles of lip, and that's how bad it looks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So knowing what color or what season you're in, so you can go shopping for your products and your lip color, your eyes, your blush, it just makes everything so much simpler. And also it works the same way with your clothing. You don't have to worry about what will go together, because your palette blends together well. So if you have pant colors that is in your palette, and you have a shirt color that's in your palette, both of those are going to look awesome together. So you don't have to worry about purchasing clothes that won't look good on you anymore.
And it helps you decide, and it helps you walk away. So let's say that there's this shirt that you see, and it's on sale. It's an incredible deal. It's like at the Nordstrom Rack clearance or something, and you're like, wow, I should get this because it's such a good deal. And then you get it home. You never wear it, ever, ever. It sits in your closet. How many of you guys out there, and pop into the comments, I want to hear it, have clothing that you never wore and you don't know why? It just, something wasn't right. And let me also say, let's talk a minute about dressing rooms, shall we, Sarah? Dressing rooms and stores, the lighting that is in those places is not the lighting that you're going to wear those clothes in. Hardly ever, ever, ever. If you're shopping, if you're a bargain shopper, you're going to TJ Maxx, you've got these sodium vapor lights in the store or fluorescent that are turning you blue or green or changing the colors of the things that you're looking at, and you get it home. You're thinking, okay, this will work. You don't. I left my color fan at home. Yeah, I'm getting pretty good at this. I think it's going to work fine. You get it home and it's like, what? It was not this color in the store. No, actually, it was not that color in the store. The lighting was changing your perception of what that color was. And you were thinking, well, maybe this will be okay, but it was not. And in the meantime, you leave things in the store that would be gorgeous on you because it doesn't quite look right. Now, that's where the color fan comes in, Sarah. Or if you're shopping online, the digital color fan or the digital color palette. Because the lighting in that store, if you're holding a fan, the lighting in that store changes the color in the fan the same way it changes the color of the clothing. So that if the clothing works with your fan, you know that when you get it home, it will continue to work with your fan because your fan is like, what is it when you're doing a scientific experiment? Oh, it's like the constant. Your fan is the constant. And no matter where you go, there your fan will be adjusting for the lighting in that area, right? So you have this piece of information, this scrap of information that is absolutely essential to getting clothes, buying clothes that you're going to wear.
Yeah, it's so important to be in your season. It really is, and it will change your life when you do it. It's just one of those things that is extremely important.
Without a doubt. And for family members, like let's say your mom. Your mom might be feeling a little bad about herself, might be feeling a little blue. You get her in the right makeup and the right colors, and everything will change for her. You'll see somebody who's more confident, somebody who's happier, somebody who's, and you know what it is? It's not like, you're in a vacuum and suddenly you change your clothing colors and your makeup color, and then you just miraculously feel better. No, it's because, and I believe this to be true, because people walk up to you and say, hey, you look great. Yeah, I haven't seen you. You look amazing. Now, who doesn't like to get those kind of compliments, right? And it works over Zoom, let me tell you, because we've had some clients who've worked with us on Zoom who went on to have like Zoom get-togethers with family members because of, our COVID situation. They recognized how much better they look across Zoom. Who would have thought? And then they get back to us and they say, this is so amazing. This is wonderful.
All right. Now, I want to grab our last question because I think this one is very important and we get this one all the time. And that is, does your season change?
Yeah. There's a school of thought out there that, once you're put into your season, your season is your season forevermore. We do not subscribe to that school of thought. Partly because of my own personal experience, Sarah's own personal experience. So let me give you our experience, and we'll tell you how that doesn't necessarily fly for us. Sarah was born a golden blonde, big blue eyes, golden blonde hair.
Mm-hmm. I should have had some baby pictures available just so you could see.
I have quite a few. Golden blonde, big blue eyes. As it happens, I too was born golden blonde hair. Back in the days when I remember my babysitter saying to me, hey, blondes have more fun. Do you remember that? You have to be my age to remember it. But anyway, we were blondes, both of us. Then when I reached kind of my mid-teen years, I became an auburn person. My hair was deep red. Oh, wow, look, it was exactly like Sarah's. And then decades later, this happened. So when I was young, really young, I was a spring. I wore clothing that was appropriate for spring, just naturally because, my family chose well. And then when I went to Auburn, my taste changed. I kind of started wearing clothes that were more flattering to someone.
And you tend to gravitate towards your best colors. So you tend to gravitate because you get compliments and you feel better and you look better. So you automatically tend to gravitate towards what your season is.
Yeah. And specifically, If you get compliments in an outfit, think back. Have you had an outfit where every time you put it on, people said, "Oh, you look great. Yeah, I love you in that. You look beautiful." Not, that is a pretty colored dress. That's not the kind of compliment you want. You want, "You look fantastic." That's the compliment you want. And if you get a few of those in one particular outfit, what happens? You wear that outfit to death. I know I'm a summer. So in my lifetime, my 65 years, I have been a spring, an autumn, and a summer because I dress for my frame. I make sure that this frames this, and this is my hair. You know, my hair becomes part of the frame around my face. So I dress for my frame. Sarah, as you can see, she's dressed for her frame. Now, getting back to very specific question, does your season change? Sometimes. Usually, if you are born a winter, you will remain a winter. If you're born a summer, you will remain a summer unless you go do something crazy with your hair.
And I guess we should mention this does not include dyeing your hair.
Yeah.
So this is completely natural.
Right. Good point. Now, if you're born in spring or a warm season, we change that. Our seasons can change.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why. And this just blew my mind. We did some scientific research. We talked to some scientists who deal with the melanocytes in your skin. And we're told that as we age, some of us lose melanocytes. Now, the melanocytes have two separate names. One starts with an E, one starts with P. I'm 65 years old. I can't remember them. But the P part of the melanocyte is what gives the golden glow, the orange, to your skin tone. And everybody's got them. Some have more, some have less. But those fade over time. The melanin in your eyes sometimes will fade over time. That's a little bit trickier because sometimes your eyes actually, as you age, go darker and softer. But in about 15% of Caucasians, they actually get lighter and grayer. You know, the color kind of evaporates. So, yeah. And then, of course, with your hair color, you might go gray. So you want to dress, and our philosophy is this. We're not really interested in knowing what your hair color was when you were 7, you know, unless that lends information to what we're trying to do, which is dress for your frame. We're more interested in a snapshot of the way you appear today. If your hair color is something that you love, that you're not going to change, we're going to work with your hair color because we want everything to be of a piece. If you were to say to us, I want to change my hair, I want something different, I have no idea what I want to do with my hair, we look at it a little bit more in depth. You know, we do then look at skin tone. We do then look at eye color. But if you like your hair color, we're going to analyze based on your hair color and what you are today. Because if someone said to me, well, you know, what was your hair? What did it used to be when you were 20? Then I would be told to be dressing like Sarah. And that would be horrible. I don't mean, no, Sarah, I mean, you have great clothes. And that's not what I mean.
Color-wise, I understand.
Colors, that would be awful.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why, your season can change. It might change. And you know what? It's not a big deal. Go to the Color Me Beautiful website, take the color quiz. It might say, hey, you're still a winter, or hey, you're still a summer. But if it tells you, well, you know, your hair now is a different color, and you do it based on the color you are today, right there, you might find that the whole new world is about to open up for you, and you're going to start loving life and loving the way people are complimenting you. And all you got to do is get your color fan, get your little deluxe color kit, which is ridiculously cheap. I'm upset with myself that I don't know the price, but it is an essential for the price. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so highly recommend. I would double check all the collections because you can pick and choose what you want, what you're interested in. Maybe you want an eyeshadow versus a lipstick versus a Swatch fan. If you want a Swatch fan in the kit, totally up to you. And there's so many different options. So I would
And
highly
right
recommend.
on news with saying they're cheap. They're not cheap. They're very high quality. They're inexpensive.
Yes. Amazing products too. Definitely check it out. I wish we had you guys available so you could talk about your experiences with the makeup and everything.
This is the part of the show where people are interjecting and giving us such a wealth of information that we lost today based on the server problem.
Yes. Can't believe that happened, but I hope everyone can now look back and enjoy this show.
Yeah, and know that you were missed. You were missed so much. You know, hey to the Hollies, hey to the Sues, hey to the people who are always here with us. We missed you.
Yeah, but we hope to see you back at Monday's show. I hope to have everything working. We're definitely going to figure out what's going on, but cheers to everyone out there. We hope you have an awesome weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.